All right. Let's do this.
All right. It's showtime.
Take one of 100. Welcome to the Joyful Miles podcast, the podcast that is all about inspiring you to enjoy life 1 mile at a time. I'm your host, Rob, and joining me this week, we have Jackie.
Hi, everyone.
And Laura.
Hello, everybody.
And we are continuing our recap of the 2018 Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. And we finally get into some running. The first of our 4 races of the week. And that was the 5K. And ladies, this is hard to believe that this was actually my first Walt Disney World 5K.
Right.
That I got to run. Yeah, it's kind of strange, right? Like all these races we've done together, and I've never done a 5K. So I think typically the 5K for me was it's always been kind of a meh race for me, you know, because it's a lot of work to get up and get to a 5K, and it's only 3 miles. And I don't know. I know. And really the only reason why I was doing this one was because of the Dopey, but let's find out to see if it's something I'll be doing again anytime soon. So, ladies, you've all done the 5K before, right? You've both done Walt Disney World 5Ks, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did our Dopey.
I will do it.
Okay.
I'm a little more resistant, but being it's a Dopey, this is my second Dopey, so this is my second 5K in Walt Disney World.
I think the only race that I have not done the 5K was the first Wine and Dine. I didn't do it then. And the one in 2016 Wine and Dines when we bought bibs late and it was already sold out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I've done 5Ks for every other race weekend. So that's been, gosh, how many now? 37. No, 38. 38. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
How do you keep count?
No, it's starting to all get fuddled together in my head. So anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, a cold morning.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a constant theme. We're going to be sounding like we're on repeat, you know, every time we talk about these races because they were cold mornings. But Laura, you always advised getting there early, and I had already moved over to Animal Kingdom Lodge the night before, and you ladies were still at All-Star Movies. You were going to move after the race. So you had Leslie at your disposal to drive you over. How did that work out?
That was fantastic. I've always taken the bus service, except from the monorail when we did Dopey 2016. We've always done bus service. And I was a little, anxious about how that was going to work out. And it was fantastic. But because we left early, we left before the bus system started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely if you're driving, I think, the key is because you don't want to get stuck in traffic. You don't want to get stuck behind all the buses. I don't know if roads closed, but we made sure our goal was to get out of that hotel room and on the road before the first bus, which for the 5K was 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we left at about 3:15.
Yeah, that was the one thing. We were all very compatible when it came to that. We all love to get character pictures. We all love to get there and start enjoying the action. So we all did really well for a bunch of gals in a very small room. We did great. And I tell you what, it was phenomenal. I mean, it was 28 degrees. We were freezing our butt off, but we got character pictures with every single one for the 5K.
Yeah, did we get them all for the 5K?
The only one we didn't get was Minnie. I think we got Dopey. Definitely. Dopey was our goal for each race. We had to have a picture with Dopey. But we got Goofy and Pluto and Donald and Mickey and Dopey, right?
I'm almost pretty sure.
I did not get Dopey. I took the bus.
Oh.
And I was on the first bus at Animal Kingdom Lodge. We stayed at Kidani, and it shared a bus. So the first bus would stop at Jumbo House and then come to Kidani. So I was about 3:38 when I was getting on the bus to get there. And I was actually pulling into the parking lot when you were all texting me that you were in line for Dopey, and you're telling me to run from the bus. Never going to happen. It's
run, Rob.
Because of course, by the time I get up there, I think you're already in line for Mickey or something.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a benefit. That is definitely a perk of driving. Another thing too, I just wanted to throw out there, especially given the weather, is really make sure you have your clothes ready the night before. We spent a lot of time the night before every single race going through, because we had layered. I think I have 4 pairs of pants on, 5 or 6 shirts on, and we tried everything on, had it completely ready to go the night before, except for our bibs. I think we worked on pinning those the morning of, but definitely a time saver and a stress reliever to have that ready to go. So
yes.
And it kind of worked out that all of our costumes really were conducive to being able to layer underneath. So they still looked pretty good, given that the amount of clothes we had to wear.
They would have looked so much cuter.
I know.
They would have.
But it's just so funny when you're playing these costumes, like in the back of your head, you're thinking, oh my God, these are going to be too hot, or it's going to, I'm not going to be able to run in these. And then it's like, you get there and it's like, oh, thank God we picked this, because
I know. You're right.
We have to plan for each extreme.
I would,
yeah. And Jackie made these things last minute. She made us all neck warmers out of fleece material.
Lifesaver.
What?
Lifesaver.
Oh my gosh, they were the best things because when did you text me? Was it Saturday or?
Yeah, I think it was Sunday actually. It was
you're like, well, should I make these? And I knew that you were tired. You've been working a lot, and I wanted to say, oh, please don't bother, but it was like, well, they kind of would be nice.
And I'm like, no one's gonna wear these. I'm like, you guys are gonna ditch them as soon as you can. I was like, no one's gonna want to wear these. They're gonna be, because I'm not like a professional sewer, and there was definitely some flaws, but it's funny, we ended up wearing them, I think, all week.
Coordinated with all the outfits really nicely.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing how that kind of worked out.
They were the absolute best. But I mean, and the thing is, you did them in the colors that coordinate with their costumes. I know one thing that Kimberly did too is for Alien costume, we had the felt logos that for Pizza Panda could go on any shirt. You don't ever want to use an iron-on or some type of transfer that limits you to only like a tank top or something in case it is cold. She actually sewed hers onto a royal blue vest. That was pretty smart.
Oh yeah, that looked good too.
That was smart.
Really nice.
Yeah, and I know people were always making fun of me. The day of the 5K, we were getting pounded with almost 2 feet of snow back home. The temperatures were near zero or below zero for pretty much the whole weekend. And people are like, don't tell me it's cold. And I'm like, guys, it was like 28 the morning of the 5K. And everybody kept telling me that the humidity makes it seem colder down in Florida. And I believe it 100% because it was miserably cold.
It made it feel like a raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a damp cold.
And we just couldn't get warm. I mean, and we talked about this a little bit briefly after our live show after the race. I think this is the coldest race all three of us ran, and we're all from the Northeast. And we've run winter races before.
I have to say thank God for hot hand products.
Oh my goodness.
The little hand warmers, and our friend Josh bought actually like the feet ones for me, and I have problems where my feet get extremely cold, and without those, I don't know what I would have done, honestly. They saved me. I mean, I had hot hands like tucked all down my arms, on my shoulders. I mean, I just needed to be warm. Those saved me. So
I brought the pads that you wear on your back for like when you have a sore back, and I tell you what, that sucker was amazing. We were bundled. That was one thing that we really did well, is we were prepared. We brought enough clothes. We brought enough, hot products, Mylar blankets. So we were prepared.
Because we've learned the hard way. That's the truth.
It's funny because I brought extra to have because I was figuring I was going to shed layers too, and I never shed a layer.
No.
Pretty much until marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only time I ditched that jacket, and even that made me cry. I was like, Rob, should I do it? Should I do it? I don't know. But then you see people that are out there in shorts, and we saw a guy. Well, this was for the 10K, but he was shirtless. I was like, shirtless. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And first of all, he should have been shirtless in the first place.
Exactly.
I felt bad. His skin was like all pink and
it was raw.
I'm not sure I'm not even sure what he was going for there. Like, what was he trying to be?
I was just cold looking at him. But yeah, it was cold, and I did learn that the smartphone type of gloves don't work.
They really don't.
I wore 2 pairs of gloves, so I would just have to slip my thumb out to do any type of video recording. So I know my recaps aren't going to be as good because I didn't get as much footage. It was so cold.
Nobody wanted to take their gloves off to use their phones. We didn't want to stop to take pictures because it was just too cold.
Oh my goodness.
So, just rolling into the race part, did you guys notice with the 5K a difference with the waves versus the Corral starts? Did you like it? not like it?
Yeah,
I didn't notice. I was too preoccupied with the cold. I really didn't. I know there was a lot of concern beforehand about getting to the races earlier then and not having time to get the pictures. But I think the cold kind of like threw that all out of whack. And we were all just so bundled and huddled together. They did do the corrals differently this year. I didn't really pay attention to. I didn't even pay attention that much to the pre-show by the announcers on the stage. So.
I did know. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Well, I was going to say, I will say for the 5K and the 10K, they had the corrals kind of backwards. So the starting point was, the stage, and then your first corrals were the furthest away, and then they would feed. So we were corral B, right, for the 5K and 10K.
Yeah, I think so.
So where's it B?
No, C, I think.
C.
Yeah, I think you drop back to C.
C. That's right, Jackie, because yours got screwed up somehow, so we got to drop back to be with you. So like A would fill in and walk towards the starting point, and then B would backfill them, C would backfill them, and D, so on and so on. And then once the race started, they would send portions of everybody through, very, very few at a time, and then just kind of keep it, what was it, like a minute? Not even? It
yeah.
Felt very, very quick.
It kind of felt to me like a giant queue, like one of the rides you go on where it's like continuously moving, like Peter Pan, or it just felt like it was. Yeah, it just felt like they were constantly sending runners off, constantly. So you almost were like weaving, at least for the 5 and 10K. It definitely was different for the bigger races, but it was just like a giant snake of a line that just was feeding through. So there wasn't a lot of total standing around. It was more you were just shifting slowly forward toward the front the whole time. Yeah.
So I definitely felt like it got us off a little quicker. It was a little weird feeling because, I guess, I said prior, like you don't really get the build up for your corral to go and run, where it was just kind of like, okay, go, okay, go, okay, go, so it was exactly. Kind of.
You didn't even know what corral was going.
I know, you couldn't keep track of who was who and where you were at. And
I got totally lost.
Yeah. But it was fun. I think it worked out.
I can't tell if the course felt more crowded or less crowded because everything felt crowded to me all weekend. So I don't know if it was crowded.
Yeah, I was wondering if the pulse start was more conducive, didn't spread people out as much because you had.
I felt like that.
Flow of people, and I felt like we had way more bottlenecks this weekend throughout the races than I had experienced before.
I agree.
Certainly, character lines were much, much longer. Even considering the cold, I was expecting fewer people waiting in line, but at the 5K, the lines were long.
Yes. Yeah, my theory of it's cold, people aren't going to wait was totally wrong. That was the whole thing, that every time I had a theory, it was wrong. So.
You got to add that to your list of what of wrong things.
So real quick, we alluded to it already. We were dressed up as Toy Story aliens. I dressed up as Buzz because I felt like we needed a Buzz in the thing. And we even had a claw. Our friend Chris Savio rigged up a little claw contraption that he ran with.
That was a great claw.
It was awesome.
He was able to get through it. It was really cool. We got a lot of looks. And the group pictures were just fantastic because there was so many of us. There was about 20 to 25 people dressed as aliens.
Yeah, it was really cute.
This was like the group of people that we all kind of like discovered Run Disney through, and we all experienced the first race together. It was really cool to do that and have that big group costume. It was fun. I'm glad we did that. And
for the most part, a lot of us stayed together through the whole race.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. We've never run pretty much a whole race together in that big of a group.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Heather and Kimberly joined us too. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It really was.
I have to say, like, when we first started the race and we all started to run, we were all so stiff and so cold. I just started to bust out laughing because we just looked so ridiculous, like these ducks waddling down the street. It just took like how long for us to finally be able to move properly. It was hilarious.
I remember passing the first water stop and thinking, "You got to be kidding
no.
me! You got to be kidding me!" I mean, I know you're supposed to hydrate still, and it's important, but I'm like,
so the last thing you want is a cold drink.
Oh my god! I mean, I'm shocked the water wasn't like freezing on the side; like it was just that cold.
No, not today.
No.
Quick shout out to the volunteers because. I mean, like, we're choosing to do this. We're getting medals, and
they were really great. They were upbeat. They were cheering the whole time. The water stops were hysterical. A lot of the cast members were the volunteers were getting really into it.
And the photo pass people, and then the cast members taking photos. I mean, we know how cold it is taking your hands out of your gloves and trying to do pictures. So definitely shout out to them.
And the
Absolutely.
college students that were in the World Showcase too, they had a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. So yes, that's the thing. I mean, like with these races, like, you know, even with the cold weather, the rain, we've been through some wonky weather, and you know, once you get going, everyone's in it together. You know, it's still fun. I still had a blast.
Me too. I wish
prefer
it was
not
warmer,
to.
but I love it. It makes it memorable. We're gonna laugh about it one day.
We're starting to get that
One
distance
day.
where it doesn't feel as bad. I'm like, it was fun. It was no problem.
Well, it's funny because Laura and I did the Disneyland half, and I think, what is that, the hottest race weekend on
You had both
Disney?
extremes this year.
Yeah, we had both, and I will tell you right now, I will take that any day over the cold. But you look back on those pictures, and we're sweating, and we're so gross, but we're smiling. And then you look at these ones, and we look like stuffed sausages in our costumes, and we're smiling. You just gotta roll with it.
Snot icicles hanging out of our nose.
It's all good.
So we finally get the kickoff. You know, Rudy sends us off, and the first mile is this parking lot, right? Because you're basically running out of the parking lot, kind of around to enter in over by Test Track, and that's where you hit mile 1. And then after that, we saw our first characters. We ended up skipping them.
Oh my gosh, the line for that was
long.
Yeah, Chippendale.
I think that's like
incredibly long.
I couldn't believe how long it was. We were like, no, we just
plus
couldn't.
In the back of my head, I knew we had that Garden Grill reservation for Monday, and I'm like, we're gonna see Chippendale. We're not gonna miss them. And then we came into Mexico at World Showcase and had a cool little Coco backdrop. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but we stopped and took the picture there. And those are always kind of fun to get those little unique backdrops, little photo ops, because they go pretty quick.
Yeah, that was cool.
You know, they're a little different. And then one of my favorites of the whole weekend, it was really, really unexpected. We get into Norway, and we had this group of Vikings.
They were cool. They were funny.
Dressed up from Tangled, and they were hysterical. They were a lot of fun.
They were great. There was no photo pass there.
No, it was one of those. Did they have a cast member, or did we have somebody behind us take the picture? I can't remember.
I think they had a cast member.
I think they had a cast member, but no photo pass.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when it's dark, obviously your pictures never turn out as good, but they still turned out great. It was fun.
It's cool. And it's always cool. One of my favorite parts running any of these races is when you get to run around World Showcase in the dark. Because I've always got the torches going from illuminations, and it's just like great vibe.
The music, times, the music is great.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost better they wish they were just playing the illuminations music, because they kept playing a loop of like 4 or 5 Disney songs, which were great the first maybe 2 or 3 times we heard them.
I know, by the end we're like, a song again.
And then it was funny because every time Jackie's like, which song is this? I'm like, you've already heard it 3 times.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they had that. They had the Pocahontas. They had one from Tangled.
The one from Tangled, yeah.
And the Goofy movie.
Me too. That
was good. So, so carrying on after the Vikings, I think our next stop, which was a pretty long line, but we were like, let's do it. It's somewhat of a rare character, was Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, you don't get Jiminy Cricket anymore. You used to get in the Animal Kingdom.
Well, that worked out well because we were able to go to the bathroom. Of course, it was the smelliest bathroom in the world.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what happened in that bath. If anyone went in the Germany bathroom, I apologize for you because it was horrible. Like, I had my neck warmer like over my face.
Like, holding them up over our noses. That was nasty. That was some sewage back up in there.
That's the great thing about this race, though. You get the opportunity to really take advantage of indoor bathrooms.
Yeah.
You don't really
and if you're in a long line, you could swap out with your friends. That's one nice thing about running with others is like, hey, hold my place, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then all our friends that were in later crowds, they all caught up to us when we were in line for that. So
yeah, that was a good picture. We had a bunch of us in that one.
It was really cute. And then
I think it was Jeannie.
It was Jeannie.
I think
really quick, while we were in line for Jiminy Cricket, I just wanted to mention we saw a bunch of guys. They were dressed as WWE wrestlers.
My heroes.
Yes. It was our friend Jenna Lynn.
Fantastic. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my God. They look great. What was there?
There were some spot on ones there.
It was like Jake the Snake, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper. I'm trying to think of which ones.
Rob was very excited about that.
The Ultimate Warrior, Sergeant Slaughter. There was one dressed up as like the model Rick Martel. They were, and they look really, really great. And Jenna Lynn's brother-in-law, he was dressed up as Jake the Snake, and he had the real mustache, the real handlebar mustache.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he had a beard. It was Jill's husband. He had a beard, and he shaved the beard off and left the mustache for the costume. That is dedication.
Yeah.
That is dedication. Rob was like, who needs Disney characters? Man, this is awesome.
They were the belle of the ball.
I got my picture with them. I was like, they were kind of my own little personal character stuff.
Yeah.
That was fun.
You got a cool picture with them.
So after that was Genie. We think he was in Morocco. Our memory fading a little bit. And we've had bad luck over the past with Genie. He's become our little, like, we tend to pick on him a little bit. I don't know. They keep bringing Genie out for these races.
Not just Genie. They put him in the goofy hat and the shirt every time.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? Tourist Genie or something? Yeah. Vacation Genie. And I don't know. I'm not a huge fan to begin with, but like every race, I was like, really?
Yeah, we had to pass him.
Yeah, we skipped him because there was a cast member when we were in line for Jiminy Cricket, and she kind of let us know who was coming up. So that was nice, and that's something they did at Disneyland and Avengers was they let us know what characters were on the course, and they did not do that this time. And I wish they would have, because you could kind of jockey for your space or save your time, especially if you're someone starting near the back or worried about the balloon ladies. But so we decided to skip Genie. And we carried on through to Canada, and that's where we saw Coda and Kenai.
The Brother Bears.
The Brother Bears.
Sorry.
Close enough.
Not a favorite of any.
Yeah, those Canadian bears. And, and it was great at that point because all of our group, like almost everyone, all met up. We got like a
that was the biggest group shot we got.
Yeah. That was fantastic.
It was really cool.
And of course, in the Run Disney.
Yeah, so Run Disney does like a little video recap after the 5K where they kind of do like a slideshow of some pictures, and our picture got picked for that one. So we were really
not that we care about that kind of stuff at all.
Oh, we were like, oh my god!
Spend so much time and effort on these costumes. You want a little bit of publicity to come out of it.
Yeah, we need pats on the back. It makes us feel warm and fuzzy.
Yes.
So after that, we kind of were heading towards Soren, the ride, and
so coming out. I mean, there was PhotoPass photographers, tons of PhotoPass photographers. I don't remember seeing this many for so many races. I thought they were fantastic. There was a ton of them.
Yeah,
I thought they took some great photos of all of us. Even as the bigger group, I thought everybody got some really great photos from the PhotoPass. Obviously, you get some by the Epcot ball. But yeah, as we got into the Land Pavilion, in front of like the Land Pavilion, they had Horace Horsecollar, which you don't get to see him very often.
That was I was excited about seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
And was he the last character?
Yeah, he was the last one for that. Because then you kind of looped around and you were by, the fountain, Spaceship Earth, and then you headed out. So, but there was definitely a lot of PhotoPass along the way. Besides characters, there was tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that.
And our favorite, we finished. So we can get the heck out of there.
I'm trying to remember after the 5K, like, did we do anything?
No, there was like nobody there. It was like a ghost town. I've never seen the finish area so dead. It was
it was. Well, we were pretty late because we were at dawdling, and Rob was like, well, because Rob and I wanted a beer, and I was like, no, they don't serve alcohol during the 5K and 10K. They were open though. It was open, so I could have been wrong.
Didn't see anybody over there, but they certainly had it.
Right.
I think did we stop and at least eat our cheese and chips?
Yeah, I think.
I feel like we stopped. And then real quick, like one of my favorite things of the whole weekend was, and I may have mentioned this on the other podcast, but when I opened my snack box, they had the Ghirardelli's caramel chocolate squares. So
yeah,
I was so excited because I'm like, yes, they're gonna.
I always love the cheese.
Yeah, we made some trading, but we all kept our.
I always get rid of my Oreos. You guys give me the applesauce. No one wants those fruit snacks.
No.
They need to get rid of those fruit snacks. I don't know a single person that eats them.
Yeah, throw in an extra chocolate, please. That'll make sense.
Or an extra.
You guys left them all. There was like 5 left in the room because I was the last one to pack up, and I'm like, oh.
That's where they all were.
You left all your Oreos, Bob. Thanks you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
His lunch.
So I think after the 5K, we just headed back. We had to switch resorts at that point, right?
Well, didn't we go to Sunshine Seasons? Was that the one we went to Sunshine?
Oh yeah, so that was the thing. So we went back into Epcot.
Oh yeah, we wanted to ride Test Track in our costumes.
It was early magic hours, so it was a little after 8:00, and we walked in, and of course Test Track was closed because it breaks all the time.
So we went to
flipping cold. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been a cold ride. So we hopped over to Soren, which I expected everybody to be there. And it wasn't too bad. It was only about a 10 or 15 minute wait.
Yeah, it was great.
I totally fell asleep.
I know. We sat there. I was like, oh my God.
We were like,
that
in a
nice
trance,
hammock
especially with new
feeling,
Soren, it's
out.
so much more mellow and it would, put you to sleep.
Then we had a really nice breakfast at Sunshine Seasons.
That was really good. It was the first time I've eaten there for breakfast, and I was really, it surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob and I had our beers with breakfast because that's how Joyful Mouth rolls.
Yeah.
I had my kids' meal.
Sitting at Sunshine Seasons drinking a beer.
with these gigantic alien ears on.
How does this look?
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of funny. We're roaming through the parks in our costumes with people who aren't doing the race kind of give us that second look, especially you, Rob.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to talk about the 10K.
Oh
my goodness. That was fun.
So that was fun. Hang out in the Epcot for a little bit.
Then we headed back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because we didn't have to switch resorts.
He was a sweetheart and offered to drop me off at Animal Kingdom. Because then you guys were going to check and see if your room was ready already, too. So,
yeah.
And it wasn't. And then we went back, and it still wasn't. So then we luckily were able to hang out in your room. And that's where we did our live recap. So if you haven't watched that, recommend it because we forget things as time has passed. And
our intention was to do more of that.
Yeah.
I think we're so thrown off from everything with the cold and.
Well, there was just no time. Jack and I talked about this in a video. We got together for a quick chat. And there was just really no time. And I guess we could have made time on Monday, but we were finally with nice weather. We went to hang with our friends, and it was, I know. We just got to having fun instead. Sometimes you can't wear your blogger hat all the time.
No, and you got to enjoy. I mean, we didn't do a ton of park stuff this trip, but you got to enjoy a little bit of it. And you got to, you're still at Disney World. You can't forget that.
Right.
You are meant to have fun.
And we really intended to after the 10K, but we had an incident. So if you really want to know what happened, you need to tune in and listen to the podcast about the 10K, and you'll hear why.
Oh, it gets so much better.
Oh my gosh.
It gets so much better.
Just a little hint. Jackie and I, Peter Pan, laughing so hard.
Oh.
I can't believe you still talk to us, Rob.
I don't think we knew we Peter Pans because we had so many clothes on.
I know. How could you tell?
We were like, oh, that happened.
Oh my gosh.
Can we use your washer and dryer?
Because we had to wear them again and again and again.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh.
Nice thing about Animal Kingdom Lodge is they have free washer machines.
Not in our room, in your room. Oh, that's right. That's right.
They have a whole center. They have a whole bunch of them.
So Rob.
Yes.
We want to know. So, what do you think about Disney 5Ks?
I liked it. I like Epcot. I like running around Epcot, especially the World Showcase part at night. I like it's pretty cool to see the sun come up at Epcot because you don't really get to see that very often. So I really love that element of it. I thought the characters were great. Good amount of characters for a 5K. Lines were long. It was cold. We get it. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here, but that was really the only problem we had. But I think with most of the races, it was just the cold. Other than that, I thought it was really well done. I would certainly do another one again. If I had to give it a grade, B+.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Great medal. Love the medal.
Yeah, the medal.
The medal was
the fact that they do the medals now. Not the little rubbery ones. It makes it so much better and so much.
Yeah, I don't know what I would change because I don't know really what you could change. For grade wise,
I just wish we had something that first mile.
Yeah.
That first mile is just like nothing. And then you have that sharp turn to get over the bridge, and I don't know. I felt like we could have had.
And the crowds,
dark.
I guess.
Remember how dark it was? Like trying to run through
Yeah, it was dark.
It was dark. Like a little bit more lighting or something. I don't know. Something.
I think this is where, for the Disneyland 5Ks and 10Ks are far, far superior, which I know it's a bummer to bring up, but because you have just so much more park time. But I still love them because, it's not that I know it's flippant to say that it's not a serious run, but, it's kind of like a shakeout. It wasn't one that I stressed out about, like the full for the Dopey challenge. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a fun way to ease into the whole big challenge. And I love them. And by the way, I think I did 15. I was thinking a different number earlier. I think I've done 16 race weekends, something like that. So yeah, I've done a lot, but they're always fun.
And remember, there's no stress of the balloon ladies. I mean, obviously
Yes.
you have to keep a little bit of a time, but you don't have that. Where are they? Where are they? Because you do even feel that with 10Ks. So this is the one race where you really can, I'm sure if you're really near the back, they'll push you along like they did for us in Disneyland, but there's not that balloon lady pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't do a sweep, but I have seen them for Princess specifically, where they'll take the people at the end and put them in a golf cart and take them further along on the course and drop them off and let them finish. I have seen that, but yeah, and it's good family fun. If you have your kids.
Yeah, because a lot of people do them. There's a lot of families, a lot of little kids, pretty much any level.
Yeah,
can handle a 5K. Even just walking it, there's a ton of walkers just walking the 5K, so it can be done.
Yes.
And like you said, it just takes the pressure off, and it's a nice way to kind of ease into the weekend when you have to do 48.6 miles. So, but on its own, I thought the 5K was good. I would definitely do another one.
Yes, good. All right, we'll sign you up for the next one then.
Sure.
Awesome.
Just not next year.
Which will be what?
Let's see. What's next? Star Wars.
Star Wars for me, but I'm not doing the 5K. Lauren's doing the 5K.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see what she thinks.
We're working on making Star Wars happen. Have you been aware of that?
What's that?
I said we're working on making Star Wars happen for us. So
yeah, you got to do it.
I can't break.
Chris is thinking about doing it now too. He messaged me yesterday.
Who is?
Chris.
Is he?
Yep. Might turn into a little big thing.
All right.
I need help with costumes. I'm kind of blanking on costumes here, like what to do.
Oh, you're talking to the girls here.
Plan B now. We got to move on to Star. Well, we got Princess almost done. We got to get through Princess, and then we're going to get in Star Wars mode. So
we have some great costumes for Princess. I'm so excited about that.
All right, ladies. Any other thoughts about the 5K?
No, I think we covered it.
I give it an A. I can't hold the cold weather against it. I thought it was well run, fun, great post and pre-race characters, great characters on the course. Good fun all around.
I'm going to give it an A- just because that darn Genie.
Come on, we got to give Genie a break.
No, he's done.
Eventually.
Genie is cut off.
There's so many other characters.
That and Tiana. Tiana is kind of we're still angry at Tiana too.
Yeah, but Genie's worst. So he gave it the minus on my end, but that's still good. A-
Thanks a lot, Genie.
It was good.
Right.
It was just there was, like you said, there just wasn't many problems, and that was kind of the common theme, other than the weather, the whole week. So, so stay tuned for the rest of the races. That we'll cover the 10K next.
Yes.
Which you can't miss this one.
That's gonna be a good.
They only get crazier and more absurd as the week on. So I hope you're looking forward to that. And be sure to follow on our YouTube, subscribe to YouTube. A lot of video going up.
Hey, speaking of YouTube.
Yeah, we have a big announcement.
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. We have finally hit over 1,000. What day was that? Was that our departure day?
I think it was.
I think it was Monday a week ago. We are now at 1,024. So to everyone who subscribed, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we're actually trying something new with this podcast. I am recording the video portion, and I'll put that video onto YouTube. Rob's going to do the audio on the podcast because he's been sending the podcast audio over to YouTube. And I don't know, we're going to see if how it works with people that can see us actually taping these podcasts. And the only bad thing is we have to clean up now.
Can't pick our nose nearly as much. So
I know, and we're used to just kind of zoning out. So if we look like it's just we're not used to being on film when we're doing
it. We do these things late at night too, so we're like,
I know.
Yes, it is now it's now 10:14 at night. So.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's all I have to say. But thank you again. We appreciate it.
Much appreciation. And also follow along on Instagram. A lot of great pictures have been going up.
Joyful _miles.
Joyful
underscore.
No, dirty little underscore ruins.
We have got to change that to something so we don't have to say underscore.
That's all right. It's all right. It's good.
And you can follow along on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget about the blog. We'll have race recaps posted there as well coming up this week. joyfulmiles.com. And be sure to join our Joyful Miles Running Club on Facebook, a little private group where it's all about you guys and everything that you're training for and working for. And it's just a nice way to get support to kind of keep you going and motivated. And we'll help you out any way we can. It's just a lot of fun and positive things going on over there. So be sure to check it out. Just ask to be invited, and you'll have to answer a question just to make sure you're not a robot or something. And we'll let you in. It's that easy. So for Laura, Jackie, and myself, I want to thank you for listening. Have a joyful day, and we'll see you in a couple of days, probably.
Yay!
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Happy running.
Joyful.
I have no voice. I can't do it.
I know.
I can't do my falsetto right now.
Still hurting from karaoke. So.
It's going to take me a long time to get over that one.
Oh, my goodness.
Stay tuned for that one, too.
Yeah, it's okay.